Greetings to all. Today we are going to start chapter 1 of History, Class 7, and the name of the chapter is Tracing Changes Through 1,000 Years. So the chapter starts with the map of India. Now see in the map. In this map, see this is Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka is shown where we have Jammu and Kashmir now at the top of the India. And this map is made by an Arab geographer Al-Idrisi. And then we have the second map, that is, see this map. This is the new map, and it is like we see these days the map of India. Then here we have one more term with the chapter, that is cartographer, a person who makes maps. Cartographer. So what is cartography? The art of making maps. Now see the next page. Hanji. So this is the difference is shown between the two maps. So earlier, the map which was prepared by Al-Idrisi, all the names of all the places are written, but the map is opposite, like we have the map these days. So with the changing time, the art of making maps also changed. Why? We all need a similar kind of way of making maps. So now, if you, as you know, that when we make a map, we keep north towards the head side. North towards the head side. So for every place we have the same kind of methodology. So we needed to develop the art of making maps. And now we have uniform way of making maps, not towards the head side, then opposite direction means the bottom side we have south, and one side one side we have east, and the other side we have west. Now we are discussing some new and old terminologies in the chapter. So here we are discussing about the term Hindustan. Like the name Hindustan was used differently by different people. So first we are talking about Minhaji Siraj, who was a chronicler, and he used the term Hindustan for Punjab, Haryana, and the areas between the Ganga and Yamuna. He used the term in a political sense for lands that were a part of the dominions of the Delhi Sultanate. So all these areas he included in Hindustan. Then we talk about Babur. Babur used the term Hindustan for the geography, fauna, flora, culture of the subcontinent. And this is similar to the word which Amir Khusro used in the 14th century. He also did the same way as Babur did. Means he also used the term Hindustan for the entire country, about the for the geography, flora, fauna, the culture of India. So the different people, they used the terms differently. Now see, historians today have to be careful about the terms because they mean different things in the past. Like if we use the word foreigner, these days the word foreigner is used for a person who comes or who belong to another country, means the person who is not a part of our country, who is not inhabitant of our country. But in earlier times, a person who was not the part of that society was considered as a foreigner. I think you understand. Means anyone who was not a part of that particular society, means a person who comes from a city to a town to a village to a tribal place, then that person was considered as a foreigner, as ajnabi, stranger. All these words we find in history, that all these things were used for the people who were not the part of that particular society. Means in earlier times, if we talk about earlier times, the person who comes from another place was considered as a foreigner. Now historians and their sources. So from what sources our historians study and they examine about the history. So we have different things which are studied by our historians. We have manuscripts, we have these historical monuments, buildings, then architecture, some textual records are also found, coins, inscriptions. Still we have all these things. And as far as the textual records are concerned, so this all this changed over the periods. Now we have an instance about manuscripts also. In the previous class also we have studied about manuscripts. What are manuscripts? Manuscripts are handwritten records. These were written on the palm leaves. And then we are discussing about archives, libraries, where these manuscripts are kept safely. And in ancient times there were some archives adjoining with the administrative units, and all the documents were kept safely in these libraries or archives. So every kind of manuscripts or documents that provide a lot of detailed information to historians. But there are some difficulties in the use of these manuscripts. Like when you copy something from the notebook of your friend or your class fellow, you commit some mistakes. Sometimes you make your own understanding and try to form your own sentences and write in your own way. So did the historians. They also study the manuscripts in the past, then they wrote in their own way. They put some of their thoughts, and so there are many differences between the manuscripts of the same kind. If we study the manuscripts of the same time written by different people, we find a lot of difference. So it is a difficulty in front of these historians to study about the past, because these people, when they copy the original manuscripts, they make some changes. Some errors are also found, like you people sometimes make some kind of mistakes when you copy from your friend's notebook. So and these are some of the uh, difficulties in studying these manuscripts. Now the next see. Hanji. So one more, that some of the manuscripts, these were eaten up by the insects also. And when the historians they read or they study these manuscripts, they are to depend a number of manuscripts of the same time. So it becomes difficult for them. So today we are discussing about some of the sources from which we come to know about the past. And tomorrow we will discuss rest of the chapter. And if you have any question, any query, you can ask me in the classroom. Have a nice day.